Well, it's the first of the month, and you know what that means, or first-ish day of the month. But you know what that, of course, means. The potential chaos and calamity probably heading Kemi Badenoch's way, probably in the new year. Because as we will show you, Kemi Badenoch is in a very, very, very much downward trajectory. We started this, she was riding high, she won. Based on these proposals, as I've always said, these member surveys have predicted who is going to be the leader and who is probably going to be the eventual leader of even the Conservative Party for quite some time. This is why we constantly look at Conservative Home, at this poll that they do every month in this cabinet, or the shadow cabinet league table, as it's now called. And it is and has proved to be very, very accurate and reliable about the changes and and different things that are going to affect the Conservative Party in very negative ways. So there is the big question, and I think this has to be asked quite really now. At what point will Jenrick make his move? Because as you will see, Jenrick is now leading the pack, and we'll explain why that is the case in a moment as well. Who has surged? Somehow, Mel Stride, the comedy candidate of the previous Conservative leadership election, holding firm. He was first last time. He is now holding very firm in a very somewhat comfortable third place. No doubt because he's of his treasury position or his shadow treasury position, and people are presuming that he is good. But what is being offered here, once again, is continuity Conservative Party. Jenrick, Mel Stride think that, as far as they are concerned, nothing really went wrong over the past 14 years of Conservative rule, and that they will continue as business as usual. They'll offer this true Conservative path for the people of Britain to vote for, because they are very, very much part of this crew, this delusion that has beset the Conservative Party, that the UK is just yearning for Conservative rule. Why did you lose so badly if you are yearning for Conservative rule? But anyway, and I keep on bringing this up time and time again. These people who had buyer's remorse that Jenrick did not win. I have to ask you now, what would Jenrick be offering if he was leader? Because I'll tell you now, I don't think he would be. I think he would be in the exact same position Kemi Badenoch would be in, and that Kemi Badenoch would be in the exact same position that Robert Jenrick is in now. Like I say, you would all be having buyer's remorse about voting for Robert Jenrick and not Kemi Badenoch right now. So, on into these, having a look at this league table and explaining sort of the ongoing situation, and probably the unfolding one that will happen probably next year. Yes, I can see very, very much a leadership challenge being launched by Jenrick. So, before we do get into this, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Like I say, there's also help as well. Down below, there's the Patreon page, there's the Buy Me Coffee link where you can buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So let's crack on then into this over on Conservative Home on their now March shadow leadership table. And as you can see, Robert Jenrick leading the pack at 58%. That is a very commanding lead. Not as big as Kemi Badenoch used to have. She was at least in like the 60-70 mark on these polls. Twist Phelp in at 46%, narrowly just beating Mel Stride at 45%. Then you get James Cartledge at 40%, Andrew Griffith at 35%, Laura Trott at 35%, Claire Cluthino at 25%, Kevin Hollenrake at 23%, Victoria Atkins at 18%, 18. There's a lot of positioning going on in the middle field. But of course, the big one is, where is Kemi Badenoch? Well, she's all the way down here at 10%. Last time she was up here, she has taken another huge fall. She's not in negative numbers yet, but it is likely. Look, even down here, Priti Patel, 0.7%. The only so far person who is in negative is Alan Mack. He's the only so far shadow cabinet that is in the negative numbers. I think next time Kemi Badenoch will be down here as well. I think it's entirely Priti Patel. I'll be down here as well. But it is obvious what is going to happen. That Robert Jenrick can make a play for a leadership contender position early next year. Now, of course, the numbers have shifted. They would have to get at least more people to vote for him because the threshold is now 30%, I believe it is, that you need to get. So that's, again, a big majority you need to win over to your side. But you can basically just make the case that Kemi Badenoch has just been an absolute disaster, that she hasn't turned the party around, that she's had a year to try and get the Conservative House in order. She's had no effect in the polls. She's behind on Nigel Farage. Look how popular I am with a Conservative base. You should put me in charge. Now, would that change? If Robert Jenrick does get in, would that change? Well, here's the thing. Jenrick's been doing the media round. And for those of you who are, media savvy, can you actually tell me anything that Robert Jenrick has said in the past week? Without looking, bear in mind, don't go and cheat and look it up. But yeah, you can see Robert Jenrick, no one's still interested in listening to him. Like, he's not starting any conversations in the British public, or the British public is now considering, gee, that Robert Jenrick fellow, gee, he'd make a good prime minister. That's not what the British public is turning around and saying. They're still ignoring him. Very, very much so. It's just that Jenrick is on maneuvers and he's trying to position himself as the next leader in waiting. That is what we are looking at with these polls. And like I say, I'll just give you a bigger look so you can pause it right there and you can have a look at the league table yourself to where people are. But yeah, this is not good. This is not good news if you're Kemi Badenoch. This is not good news if you are a Conservative, because it is inevitable now that next year you will see a leadership contest. If not, Jenrick is going to start agitating. He's going to start pushing the leadership. He's going to start making waves, because at the moment, the whole reason why there isn't a civil war at the moment, why no one is breaking ranks, is because no one knows what Kemi Badenoch's plan actually is. She hasn't announced any policy, bar saying in her foreign policy speech that she might, maybe, probably leave the European Court of Human Rights. Wow, might, maybe, probably. What a decision maker. What a decision maker. But yeah, it is interesting that is the case. And like I say, even if Robert Jenrick comes in and he says, okay, these are my policies, well, congratulations. Every Conservative is going to have something to say about those policies. We are going to go, or at least see a return to the days, under, Boris Johnson, under Rishi Sunak, everyone arguing and complaining about the policies that either don't go hard right or far enough, or that they're going too far right wing, and then it's scaring off voters. That's why there is no current Conservative infighting at the moment, because no one is really sure what to fight about. But sooner or later, as we've already said, the fight then becomes, well, if Kemi Badenoch is doing nothing, why are we still continue to back her? Why are we continuing to be somewhat faithful to her? And I will tell you this now, I think the next Conservative leadership contest will be very, very, mudslingy. I think this will go brutal, because last time they were not allowed to fight. They were told specifically, we will not allow you to fight. And that not allowing them to fight has not had the pressure release that it should have had. that all that pressure, all that discomfort, all the disgruntlement in the Conservative Party that has been going on for quite some time is still there. And it is just inevitable at some point it will break open. It is inevitable. And when it does, oh boy, oh boy, will it be interesting on that. So until then, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, do remember to click the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to our Patreon page, the one off-station link called Buy Me a Coffee, where you can all buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, as always, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, we'll see you all next time.